Hello, welcome back to Story Molder. I'm Vern. Today's story is entitled When Soon Never Came. When I look back to the beginning with my mind's eye, I can see the community where I live like it was the back of my hands. The whitewashed houses, cleaned whitewashed steps, and custom-rate yards with the rate patterns clearly visible in my mind's eye. The front doors wide open for fresh air, exposing the insides from the front door to the back door. Also very visible in my mind's eye. This kind of house was called a shotgun house back in the day. On Saturdays, my mom cleaned the inside. She made it as clean as a whistle. The linoleum floors glistened like precious china. Newspaper lined the cabinet shelves and pantry. Everything inside was in its perfect order and pristine. This mental image is embedded forever in my mind's eye as the good old days. Anybody know about the good old days? When I think back to the beginning, when my daddy left for the army, I was only 5 years old. I remember how much it pained me, and I missed him every day. Every day I asked my mom, "Mom, when is Daddy coming home?" She always responded, "Soon." Well, years went by and soon never came. No more whitewashing the houses. No more raking the grounds to create patterns. No more delight in my mom's eyes. Gone were the joys and liveliness in our house. Now my mom's face was hard and gloomy. No more nothing, because soon never came, and it was not the way it was before in my mind's eye. One day, I heard a loud knock at the door. I saw a big, tall man standing there with a big, wide grin. He asked, "Your mama home, little man?" I yelled, "Ma, there's a man at the front door." I stood there looking at him. He stood there in the doorway with that big, wide grin that seemed to light up the dark room. Mom hurried out with a big, wide grin on her face. She said, "Hi, Harry. I didn't expect you so soon." The first thing I noticed different about my mom was that I sensed her happiness, and she was smiling. I thought to myself, she must know him. Then I really looked at him with my side eye as a perceived threat to our family. The man with the big, wide grin came around a lot. Sometimes after he left, my mom would take me and my little sister down the street to the corner store and bought us ice cream. About a year or so later, she sat me down and said, "Isaac, Mr. Harry will be living with us." I looked at her and I said, "Ma, don't Mr. Harry have somewhere to live?" She said, "Nope, he's going to be living here." Well, Mr. Harry married my mother, and he became my stepfather. All sorts of feelings stirred within me. This was such a confusing time because soon never came, and I felt my foundation was shaken. I was riddled with fear, anger, resentment, hatred, and loss. It took some time for me to make sense of what was going on and what had happened to my father. But I vowed that Mr. Harry would never be my father. I would not call him father. He was an outsider. He came in and disrupted everything. Me and my mom had a life before him. We did not have much, but we had each other. I resented Mr. Harry for taking up time and attention from me and my mom. So I did not like Mr. Harry from the very beginning. He had an uphill battle to win me over. From the very beginning, though, Mr. Harry came in and weaved himself into our lives in a positive way, trying to develop a warm relationship with us, particularly with me. On Fridays, he handed over his paycheck to my mother. Us kids waited at the door for that big bag of donuts that he brought us. And then we would sit in the middle of the floor and eat the donuts with glazed flakes all over our faces, around our mouths and nose, and all over our clothes, some scattered on the floor. He would just sit there watching us, smiling and laughing. He took a back seat on discipline. He'll let my mom do that. So my mom was the bad guy. He was kind but firm. He tried to keep the peace. Oh yes, I rebelled. I got into all kind of trouble at school. Mr. Harris set me down. He made eye contact and he listened to what I had to say. He gave me encouragement, support, and advice. He was so involved with all activities at school. He was always there for me. He took me fishing, just the two of us, and I enjoyed it so much. On my birthday, he bought my favorite cake. We had cake and ice cream, and then he would give me gifts. For years, I'd wanted a bicycle. We couldn't afford it. But that first Christmas, I got a bicycle. I warmed up to Mr. Harry because I felt a non-threatening warmth toward me. But I still didn't call him father. Eventually, as I matured and was in high school, one day I started thinking about what Mr. Harry had meant to my family. I realized that he gave us what we needed, all that we needed. He provided the male leadership in our house, security, love, and encouragement that we needed. He wasn't just present, he was involved with everything, actively involved. He was no good time Willie. He didn't smoke, drink, or womanize. So I thought to myself, this here Mr. Harry, this man has made a choice to take this ready-made family and love us like we were his own flesh and blood, when he really didn't have to, but he did. I still didn't call him father. For the longest time, I saw Mr. Harry as an embodiment of all my losses. Now, with grown-up eyes and a family of my own, all those experiences that he planted inside of me pop up for me and my children. I use those experiences to help rear my own children. Since soon never came, he took the place of my biological father and was a good role model that I emulate. I'm very thankful for him. I want to tell him thank you for being in my life. I want to tell him I love you, Father. Yes, I will call him Father, because I finally realized that he's been the wind beneath my wings. Thank goodness I finally realized that he was what was needed in a father. He was a blessing to our family when soon never came. He did. I would tell him like Beth Midler sung it. Did you ever know that you're my hero and everything I'd like to be? I can fly higher than an eagle, for you are the wind beneath my wings. It might have appeared to go unnoticed, but I got it all here in my heart. I want you to know I know the truth. I would be nothing without you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank God for you. The wind beneath my wings, when soon never came. You did. Love came. Thank you for coming back and listening to another one of my stories. Come back as often as you like. I'll be happy to have you. Goodbye for now.